You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, presented by the Only One Media Group. This is the people's choice for quality art, interviews, music and hot topics. Hosted by Dini-Mussolini and co-hosted by Banditti. Call in to join the mix at 701-801-9813. All episodes of this podcast are available for free download at least 1 hour after each show at www.onlyonemediagroup.com. We welcome all. Enjoy the show.
Yo, there's a little over 15,000 of you guys on the line with us tonight, so I definitely appreciate you guys for hanging on with the kid. And with that, it feels so good to be back with you guys once again. So one time for my people who are indigos or starseeds, and 2 times for my people who are vegans like myself. We are averaging over 34,000 plus listeners and over 888,000 downloads worldwide. We've been at this for 3 solid years, and I appreciate all you guys who have been rocking with the kid on this journey, and we're still growing, baby. It is all because of you, most definitely. We are the people who have dedicated their lives to music, spirituality, art, movies, literature, and research in every aspect. And we want to allow you an opportunity to tell your story. Man, we've had celebrities on the show, from Grammy Award-winning artists to nominees to actors, comedians, technology geniuses, from visual artists, from authors to professors and aliens. Or people who think they're aliens. It doesn't matter though who you are or where you come from. Come on our show and talk to us. So check it out. To book an interview or just to share a real cool story, email me at theradio@onlyonemediagroup.com. I'm passionate about what I do, just as passionate about what you do, and together, yes, together, we can get your voice heard by the people who should hear it. So let's create something incredible. And with that, hello out there, and welcome to another episode of our podcast, Vigilantes Radio. Thank you again, as always, for tuning in and being a part of our audience family. If you like information on how to call in, ask questions, or speak to our guests, you can always dial 701-801-9813 or hop in the mix directly from my website, which is onlyonemediagroup.com. Scroll over to the Vigilantes Radio tab and slap that go live button, and you'll be right here in the chat room with all of us. So feel free to shoot over some questions to ask our guests while they are here. And as always, all episodes are available for free download at least an hour after the show ends. Now, scratch that. It takes 3 days. I'm sorry. And you can grab that from Spreaker.com/Only One Media Group, iTunes, YouTube. There's an app called Podcast Addict, or you can go over to our website. And that goes for every single episode that we've ever aired. Well, tonight's episode is the Luurk Interview, and I'm your host, Dini-Mussolini. So yeah, there's a little bit over 15,000 of you guys on. I know you're not here for Dini. No, can't be. You gotta be here for Luurk. And we will bring him on in just a second here. We got an email about searching for management and those kind of things. So we've been going over like little tidbits here and there, because there's a whole lot to, managing in the music industry or independent scene. So without giving you guys like the whole steak in one podcast, we'll be here for hours and hours. I just break it up, okay? So the question was, how do I become a manager? Okay, if you think management might be a good fit for you, take a look around you. Do you know any musicians or artists who could use someone to help organize shows or manage their websites? Volunteer to help bands that you know, even if it means working for free while you're learning the ropes. You could also approach a management company and see if they have any internship opportunities available. Like most music careers, you keep your head down and work hard. The right people will eventually notice. All right? And another question was, how do I find a band manager? Well, you have to listen to the other 3 or 4 podcasts I did weeks ago. Nah, just kidding. Email me, friend, and I'll send you the article as well. Another question, what is the pay like for management? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and, let's see. I know there's a lot of people out there who are managers, and you may hear that they want to charge you up front for their services. No, delete the email, block. Let me tell you guys, that is not the way it goes, okay? Managers are paid when the artist or band is paid. And managers are generally paid a percentage of the band's income, often 15 to 20%. In addition to their percentages, managers should not have to cover any expenses, though, out of their own pocket unless they want to, unless it's negotiable, right? There are some things a manager should not get a cut of, and that includes songwriting royalties, but that's my opinion. You should be aware that there are many different kinds of management deals out there, and the changing face of the music industry has meant a change in management deals. Essentially, the way musicians make their money is in flux. And since the income of the musicians is directly tied to the income of the managers need to make sure they are able to tap into new sources of money. That's what it's all about, right? Money, 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 money. Okay, never mind. All right. Anyway, any deal between musicians and managers should be negotiated up front and revisited when significant events occur that could drastically increase or decrease the band's income. For more, email me, and I'll be happy to share all of my knowledge about management. All right, so without any further ado, like I said, there's a little over 15,000 of you guys on the phone lines. You're going to break the internet, my God. Let's go ahead and kick things off here. I hope you guys had a wonderful day today. I know I did. Yeah, it's pretty badass day. So here we go. All right. Vigilantes Radio, our interviews actually go beyond the music, the blogs, the books, the movies, and into the minds of people who create it. From researching our interviewees, relentlessly mining for details, and listening, reading, and watching everything we can, our interviews are designed to bring out the best answers possible through thought-provoking questions that have a real substance. Now, my guest tonight is the first of many. No, I won't say many. He's the first of his kind to ask for an unscripted show. Like, who does that? This guy does that. He has to be a true professional, and I definitely admire that he wanted an unscripted show. That's right, no corny jokes. No, didn't have time to write them. He said, no jokes, Dini. Just me, you, conversation, let's talk. Like, okay, cool. That's something new. I don't have to work. Wow, I like that. Okay, anyway, our guest tonight is Sasha-Conway. He's a 16-year-old EDM super producer. And with that, let's welcome him on to the show. Luurk, how is it going and how are you feeling?
I'm really good. How about you, man?
Man, I am in the clouds.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, no problem, man. Thanks for being here with us.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, shall we kick it off, man?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, so I'm going to use my big brain on this one since I didn't get a chance to write any questions. So let's talk about your release. I don't know if you have some type of fascination with time, because there's definitely something going on there with the title. It's called 1 Minute. So let us in on that. What's going on?
Well, I thought of that song actually. I actually had the idea like a year or two ago, and I never implemented it, but then I went along, and like a year or two later, I took a break from like producing for a while, and then I really thought about it, and then a year after, got it signed, got it released, and I was just like, what?
Cool. So what do you mean by you got it signed?
So I sent the song to tons of labels, and obviously you would say like, oh, you could get turned down a ton of times, but I just kept sending it along and kept sending it, and then till one day I found this label, Cosmo Records, and they just loved it, and they signed it, and it's now over at 100K streams already. Pretty ridiculous. I mean, I was pretty blown away at the time. I was just like, what?
I mean, how did you celebrate the new sign or the new deal with Cosmo?
Well, it took a while for the song to come out, and they wanted to release it in the new year and all that, because I was an upcoming artist, and they thought starting a new year, starting fresh would be good for me, and it turns out like it did. So, I don't know.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, that's typically the thing, the way it goes. First of the year is always first quarter for new artists.
Yeah.
So that was real cool. So, how committed to this are you now that you decided to put your music out there for everyone to hear finally? Is this like an overall indication of you going for it all full time?
Well, I don't know exactly full time, but it's like I've been producing since I was 11, and I kind of had a passion for it for a long time, and I never really took the opportunity to just like reach out to tons of listeners and stuff because I didn't know how to do it, and I didn't know where to start. And then I started getting innovative, started messaging people for vocals, and starting to write my own songs, and eventually I kind of just got into the moment, started producing, and I have like a lot I'm working on right now, and it's all coming out really cool.
Okay. So is this going to be like the rest of your life from this point?
You know, I don't really know. I mean, you always could go into some different endeavor. I mean, there's no real limit to anything. Like, you could do anything in the music business, really. Like, there's all sorts of different things you can do, so.
Okay, I like that. So how do you think, though, that you will be able to keep your music sounding fresh over the years and not just repeating yourself as a solo producer?
Well, I don't make the same songs, like, ever. I mean, whenever I produce a song, I'm like, oh, it's done with that chapter. I'm done with that whole phase of the time I wrote it, and I go into some different topics, different things like that. I don't want people to think I'm making the same songs over and over again, because I think you gotta have variety. There's not much, like, tons of these new songs that are coming out all the time are just like super generic and boring, when you can just like try and get something that people really like.
Yeah.
Just like get them in a different way, like take a whole different listener experience to them, make them feel something different rather than hearing something super generic, something that you'll know will come out of it.
Definitely. Okay. So, in my opinion, though, your music has like elements of pop, dance, trance, world, and hip hop. So many genres, really. And I can like personally perform any original song in any genre.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, definitely like a jack of all trades but master of none type of thing. But I'm wondering how it works in the musical genres, though. Is there a particular style that you feel your music leans towards more than other genres?
I don't think so. I don't like to put labels on anything. I know that for a fact that I have been producing kind of more popish stuff lately, I guess you could say. But I'm not like veering towards any genre. Like, I could go from like, say like pop electronic to like, I don't know, like super funky like tunes. I don't really care, as long as it's good to the people listening to it. Like, as long as it's appealing and I like it, yeah, and it gets big on its own, and yeah.
Oh man, I definitely have to get a hold of some of your funky stuff. I love funk. All right, so which one is I wouldn't say your favorite, but what do you feel like you nail in music better than any other producer on your level?
Well,
like something that you own completely?
well, the thing is, there's a lot of different things that are already been done, and things that have already been said, and things that have already happened. And I wouldn't say like it's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I have like anything in particular that's better than anybody else. I mean, we're all still learning here, right? I mean,
Oh yeah.
all these producers, like even like Martin Garrix or whatever, he's #1 in the world, but that doesn't mean he's still learning. I mean, he's just like everybody else. There's nobody that's like, sure, somebody can be better than you, but you gotta show your own talent, I guess, and just not try to force a sound or anything to improve yourself.
Definitely. So also, I'm an extreme do-it-yourself over here at Vigilantes-Radio. I'm also very curious about your production method in your studio. Like, how is your setup like?
It's simply just my computer and I, really, and then I got some plugins. I'm working with Logic Pro X at the moment, and it's really simple DAW to use. I mean, of course, there's like some twists and turns where you get a little confused. You're like, what is going on? And you know, I still don't know everything. Like, there's so much in there that I don't know, and there's so much in there that I do know, but I don't know, the process is pretty interesting. Like, sometimes I just think of songs from everyday things. Like, it doesn't have to be anything special. Sometimes, like, somebody say something to me or something, and then I'm just like, alright, well, that should be, I could use that one, like, single word or a single little melody I hear out. So I think anything really can inspire me, like, when I'm actually in the studio, so.
Okay. And earlier you mentioned that you actually write some songs yourself. So what kind of things are you writing? Are you a vocalist too, or are you just penning songs for someone else to sing?
Well, I've never sang in my life, to be honest with you.
Oh, wow.
I did start songwriting about a year or so ago, and I wrote 1 minute that you heard up there, and that one took me a couple months to write because I didn't know what I was doing when I was writing like this song, and I was like, I don't know how to write a song. And I really like sat down and just went into depth with it and learned it, and now I've written like 3 or 4 different tracks, and they're pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, but there's somebody else singing those lyrics, right?
Yeah, I usually have somebody feature because, you know, obviously I can't get it out with my own voice, so.
So you didn't do like a demo reel?
No, I kind of.
Demo tape.
It's funny because how 1 minute came out was I sent the song out to a few people that I knew, and they were like, "Oh yeah, check out this vocalist," and I was like, "Okay." And then I hit him up one day, and a week later he responds. He's like, "Let's do it," and I still didn't have a singer for it. And he went into the studio, we got it recorded, and then it took a couple months, like, of just shipping it out to different labels and stuff, and then sent it out, and then we were on a roll. And then, yeah, we do have another track in progress together. We just never got it completely wrapped up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you work with Logic, a DAW. How confident, though, are you on a digital board versus like a analog board with all the knobs and pretty whistles and bells and all that type of stuff?
I haven't really used analog. I've kind of just grown up around everything being digital, like our day and age right now, I guess. Everything's online now. Like, you can do anything online, basically. So, yeah.
Okay. Did you handle the final mix of 1 minute, or did you
well, I did get it mixed and mastered. Well, I mixed and mastered it, and then the label remastered it, and it made it sound much clearer, and it was more like stuff that sounded like on the radio, just like louder.
Yeah, getting those levels right.
Yeah, it seems like tracks these days are much louder, and like, I don't know about clear, but a lot of them are just really loud. Yeah.
All right, so if you were handing both a Zoo CD and a CD from Martin Garrix to someone for the first time, which would you recommend they listen to first and why?
Wait, what was the question again? Sorry.
All right, so say that you have a CD from Martin Garrix and a CD from Zoo.
Mm-hmm.
And someone's asking you what's your recommendation? What should they listen to first? And what would be your answer to that, and why would you tell them?
Well, anything by Zoo. That guy is a beast. He's an amazing artist. His songs are all fresh always, and he's always coming up with so just anything by him. He's got killer production. And Martin Garrix, he's a hit or miss, but I mean, he always releases some pretty good tracks, and anything by him really, because he puts a lot of creativity in his songs and all that. So yeah, I would definitely just recommend anything by those two artists. Like, got a lot of respect for them, and they've made it in the industry because of their sound, and what they're doing is what they're doing, so they're just building up their fan base continuously just by doing what they want to do.
Yeah. Were you caught up in the whole mystery of who Zoo was? Like, for some time, people thought it was Skrillex.
I remember that.
Yeah.
It's funny because I talked to somebody that was like, "Oh yeah, I met Zoo the other day," and I was like, "Really?" And I was just like, it was pretty weird because he was in LA the same time that he got finished releasing his last demo or something. I think he was in the studio with him, and he was like, "Yeah, he's definitely not Skrillex. He's just this Asian guy, whatever, doing his thing." And I was like, "That's pretty cool."
I'll tell you a story. Have you ever heard of Bone Thugs-n-Harmony?
Oh yeah, they're pretty sick.
Yeah. All right, so I work for one of them exclusively, Busy Bone.
Oh really?
Yeah. And Zoo had just won a Grammy, and he pitched a song to them. And
oh yeah, I remember that song.
Yeah, Crazy knew who he was, but Busy did not. So Busy gave like a fairly mediocre verse. Because he thought he was just some producer trying to, gain some fame or whatever. So he just did a half verse or whatever. And then the song really blew up and took off. I don't know if it gained the momentum that, his first record did, but like it's a hit among a lot of Zoo fans, and it's on a lot of playlists. And so now Busy just did an interview, and he was like, "Man, I just realized the mistake I made with that guy Zoo. It's like they want to perform that song all the time. And like, I'm not really feeling my verse, I just thought it was just somebody, some no name." I thought it was pretty funny, like just a story, behind how Zoo came to be and how he just automatically won a Grammy after a year or so of putting out a record with no name on it, or no face on it. Put it that way.
Yeah, the dude just literally blew up.
So I said all that to say, do you think that may happen to you? Because when I was doing my research, like, there are barely any photos of you. There's like one. And, it's like it's a shroud of mystery. Like who's this guy, Sasha? Okay, we kind of know what he looks like. Doesn't know what he looks like without shade. So, what's your whole approach in the whole persona thing?
I don't really care if people know who I am or not. Like, as long as if they hear the music and like it, share it, whatever they want to do. And, like, yeah, sure, I only have like 1 or 2 pictures, I guess. I'm probably going to post more in the future. But, Yeah, I don't really care, like, persona-wise, because I don't think your image really matters as long as if your music is good. Like, sure, you have the good looks, sure, you have all that, like, the luxury of looking great or whatever, and I personally don't think looks matter, but, you know, it's probably different for everybody.
Oh, yeah, there's some debates there.
Yeah.
So, can you give us some insights into any new projects that you have coming up?
Well, I have a new single dropping in June, and that's with this guy who I hit up like 2 weeks before I got the actually like 2 weeks before I got the song done, and I was like, I originally was gonna try to find somebody, and I couldn't, and then I was on Instagram this one day and I found him, and I was like, man, this guy's super talented and I don't know why he's not huge yet. And hit him up like a week or so later. He messaged me back. We got the song done in 2 weeks, and then we sent it off, and then now it's on its way to coming out in June.
That's awesome. Which will be here in no time, right?
Yeah, no time. And I have another track coming out too with another Canadian artist actually, and we worked on it for a good while, and we found somebody to release it, so that should be good. And then as far as other projects go, I have this little R&B project I'm starting up with the same guy that I worked with for the song that's coming out in June. And I was like, nothing's like worked on yet, but we're just building up, thinking of ideas, brainstorming and all that. And I'm working with a lot of different people right now. Can't really say who they are, but two of them have been on some pretty big artist tracks and have featured, so it's pretty cool, and there's a lot coming. It's gonna take its time and take its course.
Okay. Sounds wonderful, man. I can't wait. So how did you get a remix track of 1 minute on so many YouTube playlists?
Actually, that is a good question. I don't know personally, because I don't know. All I know is the song blew up in the UK and Spotify. I mean, yeah, in the UK and Germany on the Spotify viral charts, and then Selected picked it up. It was this YouTube channel. They picked it up, and then tons of all these different ones started picking it up, and I was like, what? And it's funny because my original actually didn't get picked up by anything, and I was just promoting it on its own through all the digital outlets and all that. So I don't know, it was different because, I mean, you don't really have anybody promoting it, and it's like 100,000 plays, and that's like, that just blew my mind. I was just like, really, that many people are listening?
Yeah. So I imagine that a huge remixer grabbed your track. How did the whole remix ordeal come about?
I believe the label commissioned out a thing they tried to find some artists to remix it, and then, yeah. I guess that's how it all came about. I'm not really familiar with the whole, like, commissioning for remixes or anything like that, since I never had to personally do it until then, so.
Okay. All right, so let me get your opinion on this.
All right.
So I'm definitely interested in your perspective regarding the people that argue that music can only exist in live drums or bass or live guitar, you know, the plugged-in purists is what I call them.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say, though? Just because it's not plugged in doesn't mean it's any less valid or real, does it? Like, versus digital music versus something that's plugged in. Like, what's your opinion?
You know, to be honest, anything can be music. I mean, regardless of what you made it with, regardless of what you did it with, it's still some sort of art in its own way. And you can't just like, say, that's not music, that's like some weird ambient nonsense, when sure, it may be weird, but it may appeal to others. And it's not like everybody likes hard drums in their songs, or like bass in their music, which I'm sure lots of people do. But it's just like, I don't think it's fair telling like some artist that makes their music digitally, like me per se, like, oh yeah, your music's fake, it's not any significance to anything, and it's not like worth their time or anything. But like, it's all art, and you can't just like say, oh, that's not art, oh wow, that's not a good song. Well, I mean, even if the song's not good, it's still art, and you can't just like not just throw it out there and let people listen to it because, oh yeah, this is, I personally think it's not worth like saying, oh, that's not music, when of course it is in its own type of way, and it doesn't have to, like, people express themselves differently, and it's not their fault for expressing it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's a very silly debate in my opinion, but unfortunately it's one of those that is always brought up, and it's usually like the old school like musicians who are always trying to crap on like the new age producers and people like that. It's almost like the turntable DJs versus the playlist DJs, and I'm sure you know about that debate as well.
Oh yeah, the click play DJs.
Yeah, the click play DJs. So
Yeah, I feel that. I personally haven't played any shows really, except for one time a couple years ago. I was in a coffee shop. Well, I went with my neighbor to a coffee shop. It was my first, like, I don't know, debut show, I guess, back in the day. This was way before I got even close to getting a record deal. Like, I was just like starting out. I didn't know a thing, and I was just like, I didn't know where to start, didn't know where to do it, and went over there, played a couple songs that I had. People liked it. I was like, I was never so nervous in my life. There was like 10 people in there, but I was still like shaking. I was just like, what? Yeah. So, I don't know, like, if I do ever play shows though, like, I do want to have some knowledge, don't just want to press play.
Yeah.
Just because it kind of gives away the whole show if you're just pressing play and like just telling people to jump.
Mm-hmm. All right. Before we forget, make sure to give us your websites. The ones people want, the ones that help them find the music and info of Luurk. Where can they find you, and what will they find there?
Well, they can go on Google, just search Luurk. I literally show up on the first thing, and then there's tons of different articles on me. I had one with We Rave You, a really pretty huge blog. They're like super huge, and I was just like, I was so stoked to see that. And Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat yet to come, which I haven't made yet. Trying to think. That's pretty much it. You can find me all over the web.
Cool deal. All right. I just want to say thank you once again for taking this time to do this interview with us. We have two traditions. And tradition number one is to offer an open floor here at the last part of the show. Anything else that you would like to say, anyone else you would want to shout out, or something completely random. Maybe you have something on your chest you just want to rant about. Well, now is the time. The floor is all of yours.
Oh man, the floor is all mine.
Yes. We could even turn it into the Luurk show if you wanted.
That has yet to come. One day.
One day.
I don't really know, but everyone listening, just check out all my new tunes. June should be a pretty big month, and got a lot of stuff coming out in the next year. So keep up with that. And kind of shaking right now because that's kind of crazy. 15,000 people or whatever are listening. So.
Oh, it jumped to 19,000.
Oh my God, that's
hey,
crazy.
You're doing great though. You're a true professional, man. You're the only one who has asked me to do an unscripted show.
You know, to be honest, I asked you that because I've never been good at scripts. I never could act, and you know, I told you that because initially I was like, well, what's the point of like going on about something, like telling people about you if it's scripted? Like you can't just go outside of it, like, oh yeah, here's the questions, la da da da.
Well, it's really not like that. The script really is just to give you like an outline.
Guidance, yeah, I feel that.
Because we've had guests that, you know, they fumble and stumble and what was the question again? Or I don't know how to answer that, or, you know, or just silence. So we started like giving them the questions so they could prepare. You know, sometimes you want to say everything, or and it's so, you know, it's rushed and there's so many people listening. You don't want to make mistakes. You don't want to sound like a bumbling idiot. So, you know, you kind of like, you go back and say, oh man, I should have said that. I should have mentioned this, mentioned that. So that's what the script is for, really, just to give you an outline of what to think about before the show happens.
Yeah, that's true. You know, I've never been one for scripts though, because I think like you reveal your true colors, I guess you could say, like just by like actually saying it and letting it out, like trying to not keep yourself under a script or anything. Mm-hmm. I think like things that go outside of it are cooler than things that go like, oh, just set up, let's go, let's follow it and all that. So yeah, I think it's worth it trying to not do anything scripted.
I'm gonna have to like put you in a Hall of Fame or something. This is like the first time ever.
This is my first like actual like podcast radio show. Yours is a podcast, right?
Yeah, podcast.
Yeah, podcast. This is my first like actual like talking appearance or whatever you would say.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm stoked. It's pretty cool. First time doing it, and I've had a lot of fun. So yeah.
Definitely. So the next step is where Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel in a couple of years, you know.
Yeah, just go straight to video, you know, straight to TV.
Yeah, Coachella. Woo!
All right, yeah. Now that is a festival for you. All right, so here's our second tradition.
Yeah.
And all right, you may hate me for this one, but again, I say this is the purpose for the script. So
here we go.
Right. Yeah, here's the kicker. All right, after the music break, it'll be time for our usual tradition. It is called the hot seat. And our fans love this part of the segment, and of course along with the actual interview, but the audience gets to hear either like some vocals, maybe you can do poetry, or you have an inspirational speech, written work, spoken word, freestyle rap, recite some lyrics, karaoke, jokes, stories, or maybe even a live instrument from our special guests. Well, you never know what these creative minds and vessels will produce in the spotlight. And tonight, yes, tonight, we'll find out if Luurk have what it takes to be put on the spot, a test of his true artistry, and maybe even some hidden talents. And just to add the pressure, just remember, Luurk, there are 19,000 ears listening. Just to make you sweat a little bit. All right.
I'm already sweating.
Yeah. All right, guys. Here we have the original version of 1 Minute by Luurk. Let's get it.
Feeling lost in the lonely night. Cold is warming and the fire starts. I can't stop looking at you, let's take a chance. Give me 1 minute, baby, and you'll be back to safety. Feeling lost in the lonely night. Cold is burning and the fire starts. I can't stop looking at you, let's take a chance. Give me 1 minute, baby, and you'll be back to safety. Can't you remember? Can't you remember those lovely times? Don't you remember? Don't you desire a hopeful life? Give me some time, and I will show you, and I will show you. Give me some time, and I will love you, and I will make you go. Give me some time, and I will show you, and I will show you. Give me some time, and I will love you, and I will make you go again. Feeling lost in the lonely night. Cold is warming and the fire starts. I can't stop looking at you, let's take a chance. Give me 1 minute, baby, and you'll be back to safety. Can't you remember? Can't you remember those lovely times? Don't you remember? Don't you desire a hopeful life? Give me some time, and I will show you, and I will show you. Give me some time, and I will love you, and I will make you go again. Can't you remember? Don't you desire those lovely days? You and me, baby. Can't you remember? Don't you desire those lovely days? Can't you remember? Can't you remember those lovely times? Don't you remember? Don't you desire a hopeful life?
All right, and we are back. That was Luurk with 1 minute. All right, so the way you choose to see life. All right, when every person you encounter seems to be thoughtless, rude, inconsiderate, cut you off in traffic, you can still be kind. Even when you feel nothing is going your way, you can still move forward with hope and positive action. You cannot control much of what unfolds in life, yet you can control you, how you think, how you react, how you feel, what you do, and that is more than enough. Come on, take it from Dini. Sure, the quality of your life is affected by outside forces and events. What makes the biggest difference, however, is the way you choose to see life and to live it. You can improve your day powerfully, positively, and instantly by improving your attitude. Whatever is going on, the most successful way to deal with it is from an optimistic, enthusiastic perspective. In life, you will encounter a wide range of situations, but you never have to be a victim of circumstance. There is a positive way forward in every moment, and you can always choose it. For all the drama, the noise of this day, there's much good you can do still. So, take it from Dini. Decide now and always to see it, do it, and live it. All right, so with that, let's bring back on Luurk. You're back live with us. What do you have for us tonight?
Well, I guess a hidden talent is I can beatbox.
Okay.
You want to hear it?
Yes, we do.
All right. That's, could get more into it, but that's just a rough.
Okay, that was sick. That was
Yeah.
dope. Fantastic. Bravo. If I had like some hand clapping sound effects, I would play it right now. But
Yeah, you just like, hey.
all right, jump.
Yeah, whoa, jump.
Yeah.
Crisscross.
Oh, man.
Yeah, jump.
You've been great, man.
Thank you.
Very great. I am glad to have met you through this other side of the internet over here, other side of the microphone.
For sure.
And we just want to, wish you the best of luck in the future, and hope that you continue to move forward. And anytime you drop something new, man, hit us up. We actually have an all music night where we just pump out records, and a lot of people tune in for that.
Oh, really?
We have another show called Skeptics, and we just invite people to have open discussions. Sometimes we talk about aliens or philosopher's stones or yeah, crazy stuff, man, crazy stuff.
That sounds like
great.
me in a nutshell.
Yeah, if you're into the universe and gemstones, it is definitely the show for you.
You just gotta be wild, live it up to the fullest.
Oh yeah. All right, thank you, my Vigilantes family, as always, for checking out the podcast over here at Vigilantes Radio. All episodes are available for free download, and you can grab it from Spreaker.com/only1mediagroup, or iTunes, YouTube, the app called Podcast Addict. That's right, 365 days, 24/7. You can stream us, download us, bootleg us, I don't care. Sharing is caring. You can carry us around in your pocket, purse, laptop bag, backpack, or back pocket, whichever you choose. Or you can do the old-fashioned thing and just head over to our website, which is only1mediagroup.com, and that goes for every single show that we've ever aired. If you'd like to request music or send something for us to play, email it to me at vradio@only1mediagroup.com. And here's my disclaimer. We are genre-free, we do not judge, and we absolutely do not base our opinions on hearsay, but facts alone. And actually, you can scratch that disclaimer because all of my opinions are always right. This is my show. Bottom line, deal with it. Nah, just kidding. On behalf of myself, dini-mussolini, I appreciate you guys, as always, for tuning in, either afterwards or live with us. Spread the word because sharing is caring. Also, special thanks to our guest tonight, Luurk.
Thank you.
Being a true professional with the show. Man,
Thank
it was
you, dude.
wild and crazy. Yeah, you brought out the
thanks a
professional
lot.
in me too. Oh yeah, no doubt, bro. All right, yeah, we stepped our game up just for you guys and our guests to make sure you guys have the best experience here on our show. You never know.
Yeah.
You may just end up on one of those Luurk beats.
You never know. You never know. Hit me up. Just send a message, Be like, hey, out of the blue, I'll hit you up.
Blue.
Yeah.
A song title, Out of the Blue. All right.
Out of the
I do it all,
blue.
my friends. One final thought. Just remember to be yourself and be absolutely freaking great at just doing that. Peace, and have a wonderful night.
Thanks for listening.
You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, the people's choice for quality interviews, art, music, and hot topics. Hosted by Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds, of the duo No Longer the Hero. Co-hosted by the Vigilantes Banditti. Call in to join the mix. All episodes of this podcast are available for free download at www.onlyonemediagroup.com.